Hey folks, it's Travis Barrett here, buyer at Green Top. I wanted to talk to you today about one of my favorite guns, if not my favorite shotgun of all time. That's the Browning Auto 5. You know, it's got a storied history. John Browning invented the Auto 5 in 1903 and it stayed in production until 1998. You know, that's 95 years. There aren't many guns around that can claim that. And I'll tell you, you know, growing up, your dad, your grandpa, your uncle, whoever, they had the famous Browning Auto 5. One of the finest shotguns ever made. It's a recoil operated gun, meaning the barrel recoiled into the receiver. It's got that famous hump, which makes it nice when you throw it up. You're looking right down the sight line. You hear many people talk about Belgium Brownings. Well, these were made in Belgium through 1975. Then they moved production over to Japan. John Browning at first went to Remington about these guns to make them, and they just couldn't do it. But, you know, it's got a storied history. You know, during World War II, there was a period where other manufacturers made them, Remington, Savage, and a few other companies. Here's one here, just looking at it. This is a 1969. They did the round knobs until 1966 was the last year round knob. Then when they went to the square, and they didn't go back to round again until 1987. But great guns, came in a Magnum 12, a light 12, a standard 12, standard 16, sweet 16, Magnum 20, and light 20. They fetch big money. I had to go rob this one off our layaway rack because we didn't even have one in the rack to show a representation of what a original Auto 5 looks like. And then in 98, when they did the last one, they come out with this tribute model. Browning always did high grade guns. They did a 2 millionth, they did a classic, they did a gold classic. This is called the Final Tribute. This is one of 5,000. And that's an absolutely beautiful gun. It's got John Browning's picture on the side. On the other side, it's engraved with some fine game scenes. And as you can see, it's got a beautiful piece of walnut on it. This gun here is actually on consignment. So if you're interested in this one, come on by. We can hook you up on that. But what I'm most excited about, and the reason I'm shooting this video, Browning had a downtime and the people wanted the A5 back. You know, the new ones they brought out are called A5s, not Auto 5, just to change it. It's got a few similar features to it, but it's not an original Auto 5. When I say that, it's not recoil operated. Browning calls theirs Kinematic. And what that is, that's an inertia system. You know, Benelli uses inertia, Franke, Stoger. You know, it's become a popular thing because it's a little bit faster action, and they can make the guns lighter because it has less moving parts in it. Well, I went to Browning at the SHOT Show a couple years ago, and we were talking, and with Green Top's storied history, you know, the Auto 5, in my opinion, is the greatest shotgun ever made, but it's definitely one of the top 3 shotguns, period, with the Remington 870 and the Remington 1100. But I got to talking, I said, you know, what would it take for us to do an exclusive? And they give me the numbers of how many we'd had to have made. And they asked me, you know, what would you like to get made? I said, I'd like to have something in the new A5. Browning's, you know, long history with Green Top. Lord knows how many Green Top Brownings have been sold to people all over the state and mid-Atlantic. I said, you know, today's market, everybody wants a camouflage gun. Everybody wants a 3.5-inch chamber. But the guys around here, especially in Central Virginia, the way we hunt, they like shorter barrels. It's a little less cumbersome to get through the woods, in and out of the vehicle, what have you. You know, and Mossy Oak Bottomland is probably one of the most popular camos around here, one or two. And it's good for anything, woods hunting, water. This is a brand new, exclusive to Green Top. We just got these in. This is a Browning A5 in Mossy Oak Bottomland. And I know what you're saying. They already had that. But the kicker on this is it has a 24-inch barrel. We brought it back in a shorter barrel, compact, light, easy to get around, For you guys that hunt in Central Virginia or in the thick brush or just don't like that long barrel, but you're not sacrificing anything. It's still backboard. It's 3.5-inch chamber, which will also shoot 2 3/4 or 3-inch shells. Brownings, they came out with their first choke system in around 87 called the Invector, and then around 92 they went to the Invector Plus. That's when they started backboring the barrels. The choke tubes were longer. Well, when the A5 and the 725 over and unders came out, they went to an even bigger tube. This is the Invector DS. And the Invector DS is about a 1/2 inch longer than an Invector Plus. Like I say, still backboard. And they also put this ring at the bottom. And what that ring does is when you fire and those hot gases go through your barrel, this ring will expand and it keeps your choke tube from backing out. How many times you ever been shooting and you notice your choke tube's backed out 1/4 of a turn or so, and you got to tighten it back up? You don't have to worry about that with an Invector DS. Also, another feature of the new A5s, and this is any of them, the old Brownings had that famous magazine cutoff. So you had 3 shells in your gun, you want to change the one in the chamber, instead of having to shuck them all out, you just flip this magazine cutoff, you open the chamber, and it would kick the shell out, put the one you want back in, flip this back over, now you're back in business. You know, back in the old days when I used to read the Browning catalogs when I was little, they would say you're in a duck blind and the geese are coming. Well, now you could take that number 4 out and put that number 2 goose load in. The new Brownings, they don't have the lever on the side. Their magazine cutoff is on the bottom here. You just flip this down and it also locks the bolt back. But still, it's got the speed feed function. You can feed one through the bottom. It'll automatically kick one up into the chamber. That's another old Browning feature. And with the modern stuff today, everybody's got the bigger trigger guards, the bigger safety buttons. It's all here on this new Browning. It's got a fiber optic front sight, white mid bead. So if you're interested in A5s, come on by Green Top. We got a load of them. It's one of our favorite shotguns of all time. See one of our pros and we can outfit you with your next Browning.